What's up, party people? Welcome to the Writer's Block Party Podcast. I'm your host, R.C. Cepeda. We are a podcast about creators being creative. We come up with ideas for a movie, TV show, or product, and we get to invite you along for the journey and the process. In this week's episode, we have Jesse Welch, a funny and talented actor here in Los Angeles. Check this out. Welcome to another episode of the Writer's Block Party Podcast. Today, we have your co-host, Andy Cazzillo.
Hi again.
And Jesse Welch.
Hi.
As our guest, excuse me. Now, you may be wondering why am I wearing a bow tie with clearly not a suit? It is because we are sponsored by Good to Glow. Good to Glow is an LED fashion company. They do everything from bow ties and handkerchiefs.
Awesome.
Pocket squares. Pocket squares is a better word.
I was going to say
that actually, if you notice, they...
Oh, they blow up!
I wore this at in my suit for New Year's. It was perfect. The perfect New Year's outfit.
Looks awesome.
Thank you, or thank them.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Good to Glow.
Good to
They
Glow.
also, apart from this, for what they have for menswear, they also have a big long line for women's accessories and jewelry. They have rings and all that glow up and do cool things.
They glow up.
They glow up. Yes. Good to Glow. Goodtoglow.com, and what they're so gracious and kind enough to allow us to give away a set of the pocket square and the bow tie for men or women, whoever want it, and then also some jewelry that glow and light up. So listen, as far as our viewers and our audience and listeners and or watchers, we'll be putting on a little contest for how to win one of these awesome items.
I'd like to
check it
win
out.
that.
Yes, you would. So yes, goodtoglow.com. Thank you very much. As I take this off, we
Let's leave it on.
have a great guest, Jesse Welch, today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for your hospitality.
How's your day been? How's your Sunday?
Oh, it's been pretty chill. Woke up, ran some sprints, ate a little food, came here.
Nice.
Sounds exactly like my morning.
Minus the sprints for me.
Like I didn't even do any of that. I was like, I showered. I'm happy I made it.
Sprint, the cell phone company, or
No, I just ran. What am I, some kind of peasant? Using sprint?
Hey man,
Sprint
I
is not
have Sprint
cheap.
by default.
That's
Sprint.
so embarrassing.
I'm embarrassed too.
Sprint is not cheap.
Sprint. Ugh.
Awesome.
It
So
could
today,
be worse. You could be a communist.
Oh my god. I may be a communist, apparently.
hashtag Andy is a communist.
I'm not a communist.
Or
I don't
racist.
think. I don't think I'm not. Whoa.
You have sprint.
What does that even mean?
All right, so without boxing in
boy.
any of our audience members, today we're going to come up with a movie, a TV show, or a product. The product could be anything outside the realm of movie or TV. And you'll choose one of the platforms, and then you'll be presented with 3 different titles or name ideas or jumping off points, and we will create the idea from there.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Movie, TV show, product. What do you think?
I'm open to input.
No, I think this is you, man.
Oh my goodness.
The pressure is on.
Hands are so sweaty.
There's no.
So nervous.
There's no wrong answer.
A lot of people pick movie and TV show, right?
They honestly, it's kind of been like equal parts.
Really?
Yeah, we've done a few products. Yeah.
I think I want to do a product.
Okay. What kind of product?
I don't know.
We could do a video game. We've done amusement parks. We can do a comic book, a book series.
Literally, what kind of thing
Yeah.
are we creating? And again, product is basically all encompassing of anything that's not a direct film or not a direct movie.
Exactly.
Right. Maybe like a technology. Could we do some sort of technology?
Like an app?
Or like
Sure, an app. It could be.
or like an actual piece
Physical,
of technology.
tangible.
It could be a hardware. Okay, so now we got to figure hardware or software.
Well, I think they need both.
I think we
The
should
hardware
figure out. I
would
don't
be-
think
I
we
love
should.
it.
Yeah,
I
I don't
love
think
it.
we should limit ourselves.
Yeah,
I
let's
think
not
we do
limit
one or
ourselves.
we
So let's
do
start out
both.
with a product, a tangible, tech related product.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, cool.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, do we have some title ideas?
We
to
have some
kinda
title
kick us off?
ideas. All right, so let's go with
Do, 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 do. Do, do, do.
Break the Norm, The Olive Branch. That's a Stretch.
That's a stretch. Makes me automatically go to sex toys or something like that. So I don't know. That might not be appropriate.
Yowza.
What was it? Olive branch.
The olive branch
sounds like a technology.
Olive branch does sound
All
right.
Right?
Okay.
You know what's interesting? I like you said break the norm, right?
Break the
I feel like
norm.
that's the tagline for whatever it is.
Yeah,
The
that
olive
seems like a
branch.
subtitle.
Break the norm. Anyway, but that's
So
just
are we choosing olive branch?
I like olive,
Olive
branch
branch?
because it means nothing, and we can just go in.
But then it also means so much.
That's true.
So little with
break
so
the
much.
norm.
Olive branch. So we're going to create
Olive
a
branch, I see.
tech-related tangible product called, for now, the olive
Working
branch.
title is the olive branch.
We just
DBA for now.
Oh, we're cutting it to the
TB.
olive branch.
because the olive branch is like a little too.
That's right. It's like the Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay, OB.
It's
olive
more
branch.
disruptive if it's
The
just
OB.
olive branch.
You can't call it an OB.
Okay, olive branch.
Confusing title.
What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think olive branch? When those words hit your ears?
An actual literal olive branch.
Okay.
Okay, in the Middle East,
Yes.
in Qatar, really high class, like the higher. I mean, everyone there is high class, but like the super high class, they use actual like pieces like olive branches, like just pieces of wood as like a way to brush your teeth. And it's like
Interesting.
really high society to do that. So maybe it's like an oral care type of thing.
So like the next like
So what are uses for an olive branch, basically?
Yeah,
right?
and then there's also the the Roman. Oh, it's
Yeah.
an offering of peace.
well we could do that. We're offering a peaceful way to clean your teeth.
That's-
Right, because
Good way to do
honestly,
it.
I'm sick of the violence involved in brushing my teeth. Like it's
Well, let me ask. Wait, I guess I'm not familiar enough with the complete look of an olive branch. I know it sounds stupid. Is it a rigid
Have
wood?
you ever seen a stick?
I have. Well,
Man, you got the gist of it.
No,
right
I
there.
got the general idea. Okay, so that's what I'm wondering. So, why would they use an olive branch to scrub their teeth? Like,
It's
how
got to
does
be
it
something
affect it?
in the beach or
I think so.
the treatment of the wood.
Yeah.
That I believe probably
Okay.
has some detoxifying things that clean your teeth.
Okay,
If
cool.
you look over here to your right, that is an olive branch.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Oh.
literal olive branches.
Do they use the leaves as well?
No.
Do they pluck the leaves? They're using the
So
wood
it's just
part,
the stick part.
It's just a black. It's just a dark hard stick.
So it's like a dried out piece of olive branch.
Yeah.
You can't see it if you're just listening to this.
That does
but
make
Google
sense.
olive branches and you get a general idea of what
That does
we're
make
doing.
sense though, because I know that there is a certain piece of wood that is used to treat smoking addiction. That they like that you're supposed to chew on it.
Really?
Oh.
Because
Was it like
I was given one when I
chicory?
smoke. I was given one for that purpose alone.
Is it chicory? Am I doing? Is that?
Possibly. I don't.
It's
I
a
don't have-
root.
it was like this big. I had two of them, and it was like
It's kind of
you
got like
chew on
a
it, and you.
Does it have nicotine in it?
No, I don't think it has nicotine.
Nah.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
It
Well, I
has
know that.
some
Have you been to Blue
chemicals
Bottle
that-
Coffee?
Yeah.
Blue Bottle Coffee, their what is it called? Their New Orleans coffee or whatever their little specialized iced coffee they do
Yeah.
is done with chicory root as opposed. It's just sweeten it a little bit.
Yeah. Well, have you ever been to New Orleans?
No.
Oh, there's this little shop. It's a beignet and coffee place
yeah.
for $5, and that's their thing for $5 for like the past 50 years.
want that.
You get 2 beignets and a coffee, and it's a chicory coffee.
That's a good.
You
Interesting.
can
good
buy
deal.
it here, even
Yeah?
in the grocery stores.
Yeah, it's
What-
kind of
what
an
is
alternative
chicory?
to like it's like a root, but it's got like a flavor.
Is it in the cinnamon family? It's got a
Kinda.
cardamom cinnamony type of
Very
flavor.
much more on the cardamom
Yeah,
side of it.
it's a little sweet.
Like
It adds
like
it's
me.
basically instead
Yes,
of
like me.
sugar
Sweet and herbal, so
Like
it's like
me.
exotic and sweet.
Exactly like
with
me.
a dark
So-
past,
With a dark
super mysterious. I don't know.
That's
Charming
my,
and
that's my
southern.
Tinder profile right
Yeah.
there.
I'm kind of like a chicory root, and this is why. And it just
Still
goes
on
on forever.
Tinder's for hookups.
I'm-
Tinder, you don't have to try that.
I'm
hard.
only matching with
I'm
weird
on all of
Hinge
them.
profile.
I'm on all of them. I'm on Hinge, Boomplay,
Wow.
Bumble.
Bloomblade. Oh,
Bumble.
God. Yeah.
Let's
no.
get ready to Bumble, everybody.
Okay, so all right,
Not
so
not
we-
sponsored by Bumble. No.
So we
However.
would say that then, while we're on this path then of the olive branch itself, and now we have an idea that it brushes teeth. Because if you notice, bamboo covered something, bamboo and whatever, charcoal. This is all the new age kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So if we're looking at technology, how does olive
I was
branch
just gonna
come
say
into
that.
technology now? Because is this like a mechanical like oral device, or do we even want to settle on oral device? Oral device sounds odd. The
Keep
more
saying
I
it.
say
No, I like it.
oral device.
Say it
oral
slower.
device.
Say it slower and deeper, with more breath.
Oral device.
Now say anal device.
Anal device. Interesting.
I like oral better.
Oral device.
I'm a fan of oral breath.
My oral devices say no. I don't know. Anyway, we can either, like, I guess technology-wise, let me ask you this. Is there a piece of technology that you wish kind of existed? Maybe it's a variation of something that already does. But is there ever some time in your life where you're like, man, it doesn't have to relate to olive branches. Let's just use it as like a, get our brains going.
As a basis.
Does anybody have a technology, something that you go, man, I wish somebody would just create a thing that...
Better than this.
Because in the reality of things, the sky's the limit right now. We're not constrained by any sort of budget or realistic limitations.
Right now, it's something tangible that we...
mildly tangible. It can even be a few years in the future, but just what would be a technology that you would think, man, I wish somebody just fucking create that thing? What comes to mind for that? Is there something anything in the world you're like, man, I wish somebody would just make this thing that would do
or this would make my life so much easier.
Yeah.
Which is how everything is created.
Everything is about how does it make my life easier.
Yeah. Okay. Just a thought.
Okay.
Parking. We mentioned this was in the background of our shoot today.
Yeah.
Something that can warn off like, hey, like there's a parking maid coming, a meter maid. Is that a thing?
Like a motion sensor, but for marking? Yeah, extend an olive branch. Yeah.
Kind of like Waze, right? Waze is an app to go into an app, but Waze is an app where it's community driven, right? And you're thankful because someone's saying, "Hey, there's a cop over here on the I-5 and on this intersection," you know. So it's a helpful thing that kind of goes into the olive branch, right? You're extending an olive branch, like, "Hey, passing the baton."
Okay. What if we come up with something that is kind of like a crowdsourced version or a way to crowdsource notifications, but for all those annoying everyday things that maybe it's like almost like eyes ahead of you, you know, somebody that's got your back or something. It's like somebody always get your back, help avoid criminal problems or help avoid maybe like a roadblock or I don't know how else to...
when he went with the parking and the meter maids, I was thinking it would be like a physical, like a defense system, like a sonic defense system where you set it up in an area and it detects if like there's a meter maid and it just sends out like a pulse of ultrasound that is extremely painful for police officers and meter maids. So they're just like, yo, don't go down. Don't go down on Cherokee because I swear to God, it feels like your liver is spinning inside of you.
Fucked up, man. Avoid Cherokee today. All parking attendants.
Yeah.
Cherokee is a horrible place.
Right? And it's like olive branch is like, look, yo, my neighbor's got the olive branch. So we all park wherever we want.
So it's like Viper,
and
but the olive
him.
branch.
And it's also like a neighborhood watch in a sense, right? Yeah. Like it's a little community. Like, hey, like we're in the know.
Yeah.
Like okay. There's something there. I mean, obviously that's terribly illegal, but fuck limitations.
Define illegal.
You know what? As far as I'm concerned, those parking people are just sitting there cherry picking people for innocent things, like forgetting to like put a quarter in the meter.
They're not
every
even
30
human,
minutes.
Honestly, they're not like us.
They're rude.
I'm sorry, parking people, but you really are. I don't know why you
call
take
them
that
people.
job.
It'll make them people.
You parking robots, I guess.
And let's say entities.
Entities, yeah. Just if you're in a parking situation and your job is to write tickets in a city that's overcrowded, and just fucking sit on a street because I didn't turn my wheels the right way on a slight hill. First of all, it's not the 1910, all right? My car's not going to just roll down a fucking hill because I didn't put it in fucking parking rolling wheels. They do that.
We have mastered gravity.
Yeah.
No, I know that they will write your ticket. I'm saying cars don't just roll for no reason
anymore. If your car rolls away for some reason,
you need a new car.
You're driving an old
you need a new car.
Ford Model T for some reason. You fucking prick bastard.
Full disclosure, I have actually had 2 different cars roll away. It was entirely my fault.
What years were they?
Jesse,
88 and 99.
Exactly the point, though. 88 and 99.
Oh,
nowadays, in 2019,
that's true.
20 years
I would
later,
say most cars
it's not a thing.
and I know the idea here is they can always argue that it's like, hey, we can't just limit it to this car. Crazier shit's happened, and I get that. Crazy shit has happened.
It's anecdotal evidence.
It is, but it's also kind of like, come on, let's use our best judgment here. What are the chances this 2010 car is going to just all of a sudden just roll down a hill? What kind of garbage piece of shit is it? My sister had a Daewoo Lanos or something, and I used to make fun of her because Daewoo just made TVs and then for some reason made cars overnight.
It's a big jump.
They literally gave her a Daewoo when she bought a Chevy Malibu. They literally threw in a Daewoo Lanos for $1. That was a real deal.
Wait,
this was back
where and when and how?
This was in Kansas City, Missouri.
Still available?
Right when GM obtained Daewoo hasn't been made in like 20 years.
Damn it.
GM obtained Daewoo, and just to get rid of the Daewoo like merchandise. They literally were just 1 year just giving it away. Like, get the stupid car off. And even that thing isn't going to roll down a hill. I know. It was
what was their boardroom meeting like? All right, guys, we've successfily made some TVs. Let's do cars now. Let's do some.
It clearly didn't work out. It was this meeting. It was literally three jackasses trying to write an idea for a product. Like, hey, wait a minute. We can make TVs. We can make cars.
We can definitely do cars.
It's literally a parallel way to go.
All right. Okay. Hold on. Let's go back into let's get the grasp on what the olive branch is going to be. Okay. I think we've taken a step back. We gotta let's push forward.
Okay.
So it's not going to be a thing you brush your teeth with.
No, wow.
It's not going to be a thing that you chew on to quit smoking.
No.
It's not going to be, is it going to be tangible? I get what you're saying on the tech end. Is there a way to mix tech with natural, tangible thing? Like, how there's these, I saw an ad for Quip, I believe is the name. Some new toothbrush that's got a digital tech element to it.
Yeah, Quip is pretty
cool.
But
you're brushing your teeth with it. Is there something that we can do with that concept?
It doubles as a vibrator.
Oh.
Does it count how long your sessions are?
You want to have different and maybe
different
this is the vibrator
for
end.
Your pleasure. That could work. The olive branch. Put it in your mouth and put it on your vagina.
Extend the olive branch.
Put it in your butt or in your butt. It doesn't really matter. You go wherever you want.
That is a stretch.
Yeah, that is a stretch. Oh boy. Gross.
That's the software. It's like V2 of the software. It's it's a stretch.
Oh boy.
Look, you're not wrong in what you're saying in a vibrator. That is a thing that people buy. I'm sure that industry is making money, because it's providing a service and or device for people in need. Right?
I still like the idea of it's a thing that melts the internal organs of the
Okay, well, if we want to do that.
Look, if it's 2-1, I believe in democracy.
I'm all for anything. I don't care.
I'm trying to. I like the idea of a warning system. I do think there is something there, because one of the things I use Waze for, I don't necessarily need it to get to a place, but when I am going somewhere that I know is a little further away than where I'm comfortable with, I'm like, let's turn Waze on, keep it on so I can hear alerts like, hey, there's a motherfucking cop coming up here.
Yeah.
And not that I'm doing anything wrong, but Lord knows.
Just so you're in the know.
Is your Waze from Boston?
Yes, well, I'm Wazing it from everywhere. Yeah, it's hey, motherfucker. Hey, yo!
It's like this
Watch
dude
out
named
ahead.
Sam McKinney.
Stay in the car
and
and not pursue.
He's like, Jesus fucking Christ, boy, you're driving so fucking fast. Hey, fucking slow down.
Pump the brakes there, Leadfoot. But that's the idea. It's I needed to. That would be more effective for the record.
That voice, you'd be alerted.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'd be shit. It got real.
He gets so upset with you.
I was just listening to the Writers Block Party podcast, but now I'm aware of where I'm driving.
That's the idea. I think there should be. I think an alert system of some kind. So what's the device? What's the technology that it does? Because cars now have a 360-degree thing going on where kind of
camera.
Yeah, the cameras that are on top. But we could utilize some form of a camera, maybe like a permanent drone system that is on your car, and then while you're parked, it's just hovering above and keeping track of the surroundings.
What if it's just a fleet of drones that are flying at all time, monitoring everything? Wow, that is like the police.
Scary.
That is police.
That's very Minority Report.
Yeah,
there.
V for Vendetta.
No, but we are onto something here as far as a standalone device. Maybe you put it under your car. And it kind of it's not hovering and scary like that.
So it's a Roomba for your car.
Exactly, yeah. But it's under your car. It's got the lasers. It's sensing.
Don't bottom out.
Anything around there.
So okay, but then how does it signify from one person to another person? Now we have to profile it with a laser.
What type of people are you trying to keep away?
If there's a way to test blood, then maybe when you find the person with not human blood, it's probably a meter person. Yeah, it's a parking person. And then, and your car is designed to obliterate their internal organs. I guess that sounds terrible.
I don't think it sounds so terrible. I think creating a solution for a problem.
Just a side note, Writers Block Party does not condone the actual murder of anybody, and please do not do any of these things. But if you were an evil villain, great idea. Start with the parking.
Do not try this at home.
Don't take this seriously.
What are you talking about? All the greatest companies were started in garages. I try it at
That's
home.
true. And I honestly believe they're all.
Why are you trying to stifle innovation?
I don't want to stifle innovation, but here's the thing. Obviously, with great technology comes great responsibility.
That's down the road, bro. That's down the road.
And I mean, like, somebody's going to take this idea and weaponize it, which we already have.
Wait, everything gets
every
weaponized.
business,
Are you kidding me?
Let's think money. Let's think financials. Let's think a product that would sell.
Okay.
People would buy this, right? Whether it's our country or another country.
So is it like a mobile security device then?
Yeah.
So maybe instead of limiting it to just parking,
that's what we call it. That's what we call it.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a mobile security device, which has a
device.
special feature
I
that
love that
allows
it's called an
us.
olive branch. It's like the peaceful.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just not that.
No,
Because
it
maybe
can
that's
be,
what it is. Maybe
It's ironic.
It's a peaceful
Oh
eye
my
on
gosh.
your. It's a
Maybe
peaceful
it's
eye.
a peacekeeper. It's a mobile peacekeeper that's literally like it rolls out of your car when somebody approaches your car to maybe rob it, and it says in a nice way like, "Hey, before maybe there's a hologram that comes out of it like, hey man, before you do this, just know I'm warning you now that you will be harmed if you continue to try to rob this car." And then maybe it like the person's like, "Fuck you, hologram robot Roomba." And it's like, okay, and then it literally pulls out a laser and fucking caps his knees and literally cuts his legs off or something. And that's it. It's like, well, now you can't walk. You were warned. Now you have no fucking
And now
legs.
you have no legs.
Yeah,
So
now
I don't
you're-
mean to nitpick,
Yeah,
but
sure.
we're gonna have to develop a lot of robotic technology, a lot of like human, like how robot talking to a human
R&D.
technology, and laser technology.
Hey,
Well,
Jesse.
a lot of it I think actually exists. I think we're just putting it all together.
We have the budget.
Remember, there's no
Budget, we got the
No
budget.
Well, I'm just saying, but I think the technology exists because if you think about it, there are cars like South Africa. My understanding in South
I was
Africa,
just about to be like, this would sell in South
South
Africa.
Africa has a desperate problem for carjackers
They
and
have
things
a
like that.
horrible crime
So
problem,
imagine
yeah.
when cars are alone, I'm sure they get robbed all the
Yeah.
time. I know here in LA, if you park on the street, you are at a high risk for somebody fucking with your car, stealing something, or just being a drunk
Or
asshole.
fucking with you when you
and
get there.
Yeah, or fucking with you when you
Yeah.
get there. So I
And
think,
so this technology you obviously kind of like with phones where you scan your face, it knows you. Each piece will be customized. It'll learn the person, learn
because
the owner.
Face
It knows
ID
face recognition.
exists.
You
You already have a cell phone, which is basically the computer that runs
Yeah.
it. Your car has a computer
This is
that
doable.
runs it.
Sentiment analysis. It can tell if someone's looking at your car all shady or if
Yeah.
someone's just passing by.
It's not even
We've got that.
It's just like within a certain parameter. Because here's the thing:
Just
You
kill
can-
whoever comes too
you can-
close.
Well, not even kill them. You're giving them fair warning.
Stun them.
And I think the hologram shows like, hey, this is some fucking technology.
It's a hologram too.
I think. Well, that's what I'm thinking. I think it holograms somebody.
Oh, we don't need
from the
robots
drone.
then, if we
That's
got
not a
holograms.
robot.
Yeah.
The robot is controlling the hologram, so it's mobile. It wheels itself out with maybe around the car. So let's say
And
you
if
can't.
Princess Leia?
It could be Princess. Maybe that adapted.
You can pay extra.
you can
Now we're
customize
making
it,
different-
yeah.
You can
Custom.
pay
Pick your
extra for
avatar.
different ones.
So here's
oh, I
the
want
thing.
Morgan
So
Freeman.
if here's your car,
I want Lawrence
if
Fishburne.
here's your car, all of a sudden a little robot, if somebody gets within let's say 3 feet, it immediately rolls around and it's like, "Excuse me, sir," much like a mobile car alarm. So yeah, please do not approach the vehicle. Blah 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 blah. Well, sometimes it says, "I'd ask that you please step back away from the vehicle, just like any car."
I don't think it should. I'm not to interrupt.
No?
I'm saying like Samuel L. Jackson, like move motherfucker, like that shit. Like
That's okay,
would be
but maybe
more
that's it.
effective.
Because
or
honestly-
you could choose the tone.
Yeah. If anybody knew, because here's the
You can
reality.
buy different
Yeah.
personalities.
Oh, that's how we make more money. We
Yeah,
have
that's what
those
I'm
little
saying.
expansion packs.
Yeah.
Pay the actor
Yeah.
down for their
Content.
likeness.
Ooh, if you're like, hey, I want Samuel L. Jackson, you gotta fucking pay.
Samuel Jackson's skin costs a lot of money. The Samuel L. Jackson mode is a license.
I mean, he's
mode.
doing Capital One. I mean, he could sponsor this.
I'm sure
you
with
know,
the money,
like-
we could probably sell these things for like $5,000 a piece.
We have the budget.
I like where we're at. I like where we're at. Let's put a pin on this. Jesse, let's learn about you.
Okay.
This is the segment where we talk about you and what you're doing, and
So
telling
I'm
us
terribly violent.
Excellent.
clearly. No,
You're
well,
gonna ask me questions, or did I just talk?
just give us a little recap of what your time here in LA, what you're doing with your time.
Okay. I've been in LA for, oh my God, like almost 9 years now. Actor, producer, done some work in China. I'm on a TV show called 七日生. It's a Chinese TV show.
How do you spell that? Just kidding.
I
I
just paint it out for you.
asked you that, and I was like, oh, I can't. I don't know what that is.
I sent it to you, and you were like, okay, never mind. Yeah.
Xi Zheng Xi
七
Xi
日
Zhu.
What does that
Shu.
mean? What does it mean?
It means 7 days alive.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it's
That's cool.
horror.
It's like action. It's very similar to Taken, actually.
Okay,
Guy's girlfriend gets kidnapped. in Las Vegas. She's about to be sold into sex slavery. She's kind of bouncing around from like working her way up to where ultimately they're going to ship her off to Mexico, I think is the goal. And it just is able to track her down. He's kind of always one step behind. And the whole series takes place over a course of 7 days. And so he's got about 7 days, because if I remember correctly, after about 7 days, if you're kidnapped and if that happened, which it does happen, and it happens often in Vegas, in real life, and that's why it actually takes place in Las Vegas. And it's a Chinese show. It's actually kind of an issue with a lot of Chinese tourists or migrants to get kidnapped, because like once they're, it's like you can't communicate with anyone.
Shit, that's real.
So after about 7 days, it's like the likelihood that someone is even in the place that they were kidnapped from is really low.
Wow. That's
so,
deep.
Yeah, she gets lured in with the promise of a modeling contract, and which is, again, it happens all the time.
I believe it.
And this guy goes on an action-packed journey to get his girlfriend back.
And what role do you play?
I play Duncan Farrow. He's the dirty cop.
That's gotta be kind of fun, huh? I mean, you have the violence, as you said.
I know, apparently I do. Yeah, it's cool. It's really cool.
Are you a suit cop? Like, are you dressed in a suit?
No, I'm like a beat cop.
Gotcha.
So the backstory of the character is the chief of police, and I were in the special forces in Afghanistan, and he saved my life, and I get out of the service, and my life's kind of falling apart. And at this point, he's now like the chief of the Vegas PD. And so he brings me in to try and straighten my life, and he just slowly works me into this life of crime, where now, like, towards the end, I'm, like, killing people for him. And there's even a moment where, like, the FBI comes in, and we have this whole sting operation where I get charged to staff the operation, and so I staff it with a bunch of dirty cops, but there's these 2 FBI agents that are on our back. And in the end, like, there's a scene where he finally, like, you need to go and kill this guy, and my character's like, the FBI is coming in, they're gonna figure out what's going on. They just went and got a warrant for a judge in Arizona, like, this is out of our jurisdiction, we're screwed. And he's like, you need to kill this guy. It's the first time he's like, you need to go and kill an innocent person for me, and like, I'm really apprehensive about it.
You have that decision to make.
Yeah, so I'm like terrified because I'm coming into this guy with bad news who's connected to the Russian mafia, and he's the police chief. And then I die though. So I go, I find the guy.
We don't want to give it away, dude. Should we not give it away?
Well, that's not the end of the series.
Okay.
Well, I go, I find the guy. I die in a hail of gunfire.
Damn, that sounds awesome though.
Yeah.
Now, for people wanting to watch this, are you speaking Chinese in this, or are you speaking English and it's subtitled? Like,
I speak English.
You're speaking English. So it's a Chinese show, and everybody who's obviously speaks Chinese or is from Chinese descent, I'm guessing they're all speaking Chinese.
Yeah, it's mostly in Mandarin.
It's mostly in Mandarin, but the actual American people are speaking English.
Yeah, and there's a couple characters who like speak English and Mandarin,
of course.
And but my character speaks English.
Awesome.
There was a thing we played around with, because it was never really explained why Duncan is like always there. It's like there's this one random cop, and he's just always right there screwing things up. Like, I'm the reason that Lee can't get the girl a bunch of times. He's got it figured out, and then this tiny little hit just slows him down enough that he falls behind.
Gotcha.
And I don't know how they're gonna edit it, but there is a scene where they explain that I do speak Mandarin, because Lee, a couple times he gets caught, or his co-conspirators, some of his friends are informants. Yeah. And so I'll hear the informants speaking to Lee in Mandarin, and they don't know that I speak Mandarin. So there is a part where they explain, like, oh no, Duncan speaks Mandarin, and that's why he's always there. I don't know if they're going to use that scene or not, because I've seen some of the edits, and
Can you give us some Mandarin that you learned?
I mean, yeah, I
So
don't know. That's
weird.
weird. Yeah.
Can you just speak?
I can tell you.
language?
Okay, so
I
a funny situation was just in terms of like the speaking Mandarin is the crew is all Chinese, and the like director and producer, some of the producers are Chinese, but the director's this Israeli guy, and he like could not talk to the DP and the cinematographers, and the cinematographer was explaining something to this guy. And he's like, and the director just would not accept that he was right, because he was a real young kid. And then finally, like, I was able to step in and be like, actually, what he's saying is you already have this shot, so there's no point in having 2 static shots as when he's on the mount. So what you should do is have him swing around. And so he goes with his Idea, and he's like, fuck, all right, fine, it's fine, we'll do that, and storms away, and the whole crew was just like, yo, respect. And because they couldn't get their point across.
Wow.
And then in that very same scene, that somewhere in the scene, because this is like for network television in China, and somebody's like, yeah, we can't fucking do this. And I stopped and I was like, can you guys say fuck on TV in China? Because like you can't do anything.
things.
Like they do not have like you can't. They don't show sex and stuff on TV and swearing. And someone was like, no, we can't. And everybody realized like, oh my god, we got to go back and shoot like 15 scenes today. And the director goes, you can't say fuck in China? How are there so many people in China if nobody fucks in China? And it was like a joke, like only he got it. And I was like, no, you don't fuck in China, you tao. And that was the moment the crew realized I spoke Mandarin. They were all like, how do you know that word? Oh shit!
I love the concept as far as for that show. I really do. Yeah. I do feel though that she would be saved if she had a mobile security device called Olive Branch. Like I feel if she had that, if it was around and available, rich people, give us some money so we can figure this out and make it. Yeah. I do feel that she had that, and I think this is a good segue into what we're talking about. Samuel L. Jackson, most likely not gonna do it, but it's okay.
I don't know. Money talks.
Yeah.
Should we think
Clooney? Oh my God, George Clooney! It would be so like disarming to see George Clooney, and then suddenly your legs get chopped off. I'm interested in the contrast.
I'm hoping that there's enough of a war. I hope we're not just cutting people's legs off, because like obviously with the fear here is that
totally.
it's not too many. Like the fear here is that we don't want it to just go rogue and start. This is the beginning of like
You're worried it's going to become sentient?
Yeah, like this is the beginning of that. By the way, it was just a simple security device. That's what
we had no idea.
But it's one of those things where it's a slippery slope. But I think like a while, like again, where it's a prevalent issue, there should be some form of obviously a control device or a failsafe. But maybe it doesn't kill them. Maybe it just stuns them. Maybe it just... I know it sounds terrible. It just
stuns them. Like, that's...
Like,
there's
maybe,
no fun in
maybe
that.
Maybe it stuns them and handcuffs them
in the knees?
And then, like, maybe it shoots out, like, zip ties or something. It zip ties their body and then calls the cops for you automatically. You can come home or you come out to your car later and it's like, hey...
I think just...
Citizen's arrest.
Constrain someone?
Citizen's arrest.
I don't think you can citizen's arrest someone with handcuffs.
It's self-defense,
Maybe
right?
it records the whole thing so it's all legit. It's like, this is the order of... We have it all on tape. From the point of view of the robot.
Right.
And it and it just like shows you being handcuffed. It's even reading him its Miranda rights. And it's just like covers the bases.
No, what I mean is I think it may be illegal to handcuff someone as a civilian.
I thought you could restrain. I thought you could I
thought
as a citizen you could restrain
There's stories
someone.
of like self-defense where like someone killed somebody because through self-defense. Like this is
maybe the robot knows what self-defense is and we've taught it defend this car. Defend
this
my
property.
house, defend this property. Because you can geotag a whole area now. We can literally geotag a car. What do you think drones do? If you have a drone and you're recording something, it literally like a Google map. You just go tap here, draw a line, and it will do exactly that and not leave a zone. You can geotag your car so that it protects a 2-minute or 2-foot radius around the car.
So it's like Alexa, but if Tarantino's
Alexa, which also, side note, Tarantino should also be an option for.
Cool voice.
It should be Samuel L. Jackson,
Clint
Eastwood, just
Tom Hanks.
So menacing, Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks, I'd be like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna steal this car.
I'm not gonna rob Tom Hanks. That's the idea. Maybe that's the idea. Maybe the idea is it's trying to humanize you first. Like, hey, I'm gonna try to level with you. Don't go any further. This is for your own good. And it's like, Tom, what do you know? And Tom's like, listen, I'm telling you. Don't fucking cross this.
You don't want to do this.
You don't want to do
this.
And then he does it, and then all of a sudden it's like,
uncanny.
And immediately turns to like Satan. It's like, you're gonna fucking die. Boom. Just
well, why are you gonna take that extra step of turning to Satan if you're just gonna do
I think go
maybe that way. That's fun.
Maybe the closer you get, the more
more menacing the character
before Satan, it goes to Willem Dafoe.
So what you're saying is there's a step between Tom Hanks and Satan.
There's a step between. It's Al Pacino.
Well, he's actually arguing that it's Willem Dafoe.
It could be both.
I think Willem Dafoe is like the final step before Satan.
They both play devil really well. They both play bad guys amazingly.
All right. I'm liking this.
Whoa.
This is a thing that people need.
I agree.
Like you said, other countries could really definitely use this.
Oh, especially a country with fewer regulations. We may want to set up shop outside of America.
Honestly,
might
maybe
wanna
better
do
off
that.
starting like Eastern Europe or something, or
South Africa.
South Africa.
Yeah.
South Africa.
Places that basically are like, yeah, we'll take whatever to try to protect our people. And that would be pretty interesting. My concern is obviously somebody grabs one, converts
Does
it,
something bad. Hey,
hacks
but we
it, turns
neither
it
here
into a
nor
sentient
there.
device and
Neither
kills
here nor
everybody.
there.
Wow, my concern is that if we set it up in South Africa, it's going to be used for like racial,
murder
racist reasons. It'll like reinstitute apartheid, and I'll be like, sure, I do
just-
not
I-
want to
I
have.
just
a hand
wanted
in
to
that.
protect your car.
that is a stretch on that end, but no. We obviously will have you could choose the preferences. We can dictate what is allowed to be racially profiled, all that.
I got
we
it.
control it.
I got it. Okay. So it's the vessel, right? We've created the vessel, but we've taken out its ability to think on its own, and we've imposed a team of people who monitor the devices.
So okay, I like that.
So.
But then we didn't automate anything.
And then-
We just gave humans the ability to maim and torture.
But that's the thing.
there is that fail-safe plan where if it's like all shit
maybe
goes
before it goes to like
berserk.
maybe when it goes to Willem Dafoe. It gets to Willem Dafoe and it immediately kicks on a computer, and now it's no longer automated. Now it goes to a person who's like, hey, I'm serious. I'm Willem Dafoe. Don't come any closer. Do you understand? After Willem Dafoe is actual Satan.
That sounds nothing like Willem Dafoe. But
I'm not doing a Willem Dafoe accent. I'm the guy.
It's more like, hey,
I'm the guy working in the facility, in the call center, who's watching, probably in the Philippines or India or wherever the hell we've cheaply afforded.
Wow. So we're going to outsource
labor. Hey, man.
the decision making
Listen,
for
can I tell you
life
something?
and death in this country.
We need a lot of
That
manpower.
sounds like us.
Is
That sounds like America.
that's America right there.
Yeah,
It's going to cost a lot of
I
money.
respect. You
Remember,
stayed on brand.
We're not rolling it out to the U.S. yet. We're rolling it out to another country to test it out. Because obviously in the U.S. it's going to be a lot of restrictions and red tape. People are going to be like, wait a minute. A Roomba that protects your car with murder? I don't know.
I feel like if there's one way to get around red tape in this country, it's make something that kills people.
Interesting. So let's get the NRA to
Come on,
sponsor
like
it.
how quickly
That's-
does defense spending pass through
That's
Congress?
true.
And
That's
we
true.
can't. We spent
Very true.
$1 trillion on a plane that doesn't work, and
Yeah.
we
Very
can't
true.
find $6 billion for a wall that won't work.
A wall we don't need. But what if maybe that's it? Maybe we shop it to the military first.
That's
That's-
obviously we shop it
yeah.
to the
Shit,
military.
I didn't
We
even think
say
about that aspect
we're going
of
to
it.
build this part in Wisconsin, and this part we pick all lower
man.
48. We're going to be like, look at the economic impact. Every single state is going to get jobs in manufacturing, and this money that's going to
today.
that's the real
So
redistribution.
you're telling
of wealth.
me the big,
Boom.
the united moment of the United States is when we have unity in building the death robot that protects your car.
Yeah. How do you
That's-
think the Empire got?
Actually, I love it. That seems like
Building
a
the
perfect,
Death Star was probably the biggest unifying
Yeah, everybody was
force
like,
in the galaxy.
look at what
Everyone's
we did.
shitting on the Empire, but they probably provided benefits,
Oh, for sure.
good
for
jobs,
sure.
education,
Health
a way out of
insurance.
poverty. Very few of those
place
stormtroopers
to
were out
live.
killing people. Like most of the stormtroopers, if you noticed, were just doing like
Turning
regular
dials.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most of them were like
Not-
office
yeah.
people.
They're like administrative assistants. Hello, Darth. Listen, I got the 1049 paperwork here. Do you
Yeah.
want to look at it? No.
You come live on the Death Star.
Yeah.
Housing assistance.
Housing is covered.
Vehicle, like
It's
transportation.
a planet. It was a mobile planet.
You want to see it's like you want to see the galaxy? Are you gonna fly around on your ship?
So
Can you
you're-
afford that, or you come join the Galactic
We're already
Empire?
in space. You know, to think about it, when they did destroy the Death Star, I mean, they really kind of killed
A
an
lot of
entire
innocent
universe.
people.
Yeah.
The whole economy was gone.
Oh my god.
They
man,
weren't,
it's
and
dark.
they weren't thinking or using their brains. They were just following like steps. Like, hello, Mr. Darth Vader.
Yeah.
I would like to something.
No, but that's like
Right.
that's a really fucked up
Right?
way to look at Star Wars.
And
man.
now think about the
Huh.
people who were funding the rebellion, because the rebellion was not like a poor man's. There were some
was like-
wealthy people buying all those cruisers and everything. So like, what this is just a capitalist
Yeah.
takeover.
Interesting.
And they did have holograms, so it does make sense.
Yeah.
They started this idea years ago.
You're welcome.
Interesting. God, that's like I'm having a hard thought moment about my entire life and everything I've ever known about it.
What's a good tagline? Not that's a stretch.
what-
But now that we're
What's the other title?
that we're in
What
this,
was the other title that we had?
Don't break it.
Olive branch. That's a stretch. And break the norm.
Break the norm. There you go. Break the norm. It's already right there.
Yeah.
The tagline is Olive Branch. Break the norm.
Oh yeah. Gun cocking sound. Lasers don't make gun cocking sound.
Yeah, but everybody understands what the gun cocking noise is. I think we go. What do you go? Ping. Like just startup of a laser.
It's tough to make that menacing.
Awesome.
Or somebody, stop it! That's it. Olive Branch, break the norm. Oh, I'm fucking dying here!
It burns! Somebody call my wife!
This is not a fucking joke! Why are you laughing? That's the worst. But I'm gonna be honest. Before you even, if I just know it's there, like you have to, what do you have to get one of those like ADT things and stick it in front of your car?
Yeah.
It's like this is protected by Olive Branch.
I have a feeling
that's all you need.
By the time we roll that thing out,
Yeah.
every news they're gonna be like, so we should probably collectively stop breaking into cars right now because you don't know which car is gonna kill you.
Yeah, honestly, that's the thing. If the car can murder you legally, and if we could somehow make that work, I guarantee you, car robberies will go down like 120%.
Sure. Yeah.
Should we have like a big blasted sticker like Uber, or should we like little subtle?
No, I'm saying it's a subtle sign, like a little yard sign.
I'm not even saying a sign.
Just a little.
You're right. Don't give it away.
Go to hell. Because then it's gonna create this whole cottage economy of fake signs for the car, and so it's like now it's like, well, at some point people are gonna be like, screw it, I don't like the ADT signs. Like, look, 91% of people with the ADT sign don't have ADT.
Yeah.
So it's like at some point burglars just realize like, I'm just gonna break into a house. The sign doesn't matter. It's worth the risk. So people do that, and then you're gonna end up with like killing more people. Yeah, which I'm for, but it seems like you guys are against.
Hey, here's the thing: they're robbing you. They're breaking into your car. I'm not saying they're the most happy people. I mean, they're the fucking idiots. They're not exactly the good people. And honestly, you want to just put them in jail? I think the penalty in the crime here is like, well, eye for an eye. You broke into my car. You tried to. I cut your leg off. I feel like that. You don't have to go to jail. I think we call it fucking square.
I agree. Yeah. I don't want to contribute to the prison industrial
complex. Yeah, cut your fucking hand off.
You hampered my ability to get around. I will hamper your ability.
You mildly annoy my day. I will ruin your entire fucking life.
That's Hammurabi's code, baby.
Listen, this is the reaction to your choice as to how you want to live your life. Yeah. And we did tell you Olive Branch is now fully functional, which is a sentient system that will murder you or cut off your legs.
So we're going to weed out the bad people from the good people.
The fact that you don't have to go to jail is...
I think that's pretty... honestly,
I'd lose a finger for that.
Down. I think less people in prison. I think we're honestly doing good. And we raise awareness for disabilities. Everybody wins. Because now it's like, hey, look, now...
Wow. I just realized we're going to really change healthcare.
We're going to change a lot of things. Is it a pre-existing condition? I don't know. What happened? I broke into a car, Olive Branch. You understand why
I'm a piece of shit, I know.
You had to choose between 20 years in prison or have one of your legs cut off at the cat.
At the ankle?
What would you pick?
Probably cut my ankle off. Yeah. No, I don't want...
You have to cut your own off. We'll get a thing.
We'll get a laser beam to do it? We're going to laser cut off your fucking ankle.
Here, I have a pen. You can use this.
No,
I would take the ankle. I'm telling you. I would get the ankle cut off.
That's true. Yeah. Have nothing on your permanent record.
There's prosthetics nowadays. It's 2019.
I mean, it is kind of like the Scarlet Letter now. It's like, well, look at all these fucking half-footed people. There's literally a whole culture of people missing their feet.
There would be a bunch of half-footed people for the first couple months, and then there would be very few half-footed people ever again.
I mean, if you think about it, we're pretty close to that society, given all the beatus that's going around, the diabetes. And I'd like to raise awareness about diabetes. Kids, make good choices. Look at me. I'm pretty close to probably having diabetes if I don't already. So don't be without your feet. With that said... Olive Branch, protect your car by taking someone's feet. Break the norm. Boy.
I think we wrapped it up. I think we're set on
the
that.
The darkest podcast ever.
Jesus. I do like it though.
NC-17.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Wow, guys.
I'm set on that. What about
Jesse, how do you feel about that?
I feel good.
Anything else you'd like to add to it?
Let's all watch Star Wars with that new
with that knowledge.
Honestly, I never even thought about it.
I never looked at it from the impact of the economy and
the impact of the empire.
People just doing their job. The guy's just doing this on a machine. He's not doing it. He's just turning knobs. Probably just running the air conditioner.
Yeah. The Senate was unanimously voted Palpatine in. That was the whole universe. unified. There didn't seem to be any religious problems.
No.
It seemed like most races and species were represented. Like, that was a pretty egalitarian society that we
They were going to
blew
use
up.
it to blow up planets.
Okay, but that's the question.
Dissenting
Why?
planets.
Yeah, planets.
Wait!
that what?
They weren't aimlessly blowing up. They're blowing up. They had the ability to blow up planets. planets that threatened the peace and stability.
Yeah.
I'm
that
sorry.
threaten the economy.
So
The
we
United
blow that up?
States Has the United States bombs
don't
countries
agree with
and
me,
then
I'm
threaten
blowing
our
you up.
economy.
Yeah. Well, it's not you don't agree with me. It's like the Death Star was
To be
specifically
fair-
with planets that threaten the peace and
The Death
stability of the
Star
Empire.
was an actual planet where they were like.
It was
not
a planet
it's
also.
a functional
Called Death.
planet.
How
that literally
hypocritical is that? Like, we can't have this planet blow up another planet. Let's blow that planet
Yeah.
up. It's like,
look
oh,
at the technology behind
man.
this. Why would I would be on their side? I think now that I think about it, well, honestly, they built a whole planet that can destroy planets.
Yeah.
I feel like
Look at the Empire. Pretty much everyone's got a job. Nobody complains that the Empire came and took our jobs and we're all homeless. It's like, no. Their problem with the Empire was that it was like that it was pretty equal.
Like, what do you
they
do?
didn't like what they stood
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
They didn't like that they weren't providing social services for everyone.
I feel like this is a show. Writing a show about all the everyday of people
on these shows.
somebody had to work in the cafeteria of the Death Star. Somebody's in the lunchroom, like, yeah, clean up the lunch. I don't do anything menacing. I feed people.
Think about how many janitors.
Oh man, just a
Died.
bunch. Honestly, a lot of collateral damage when they blew up the Death Star.
And
Jesus.
for what? Because it's not like the rebellion was like those people weren't living like properly.
In theory, the
they
rebellion
were
was
all in
hypocritical.
poverty.
Yeah.
There was no education. The kids were being brainwashed into believing that Jedi is the only religion and the only way of life
It was
in
a cult.
existence. Yeah, it was a cult.
If anything, the Empire was like, we're going to remove this cult from the world. I mean, we really are far off topic. But this is
Way
quite
off topic.
interesting.
But are we though?
Olive branch.
Break the norm.
norm.
they should have extended an olive branch.
Yeah, wow.
That's-
Yeah, they could have been like, "Hey guys,
We have an
we're
olive
in
branch,
this.
I
We're
guess.
in this world, in this universe, galaxy together.
Wow. Don't
Jesse,
steal cars.
how can our audience find you and keep up with you if you'd like?
well, my personal cell phone number is. I'm really easy to find on Instagram. I'm just at Jesse Welch. I'm really easy to find on Weibo. I'm at Jesse Welch.
Weibo?
Chinese social media. It's like Chinese Twitter.
Oh, nice.
Ren. I'm at Jesse Welch. You can find me. I don't think there's too many Jesse Welches.
Your social media game is international.
I went hard, baby. I went hard.
I barely use my Instagram. I'm
Oh,
like,
man.
I have an Instagram. There's nothing on it.
I hope to see our rise in followers from China. That'd be great.
I think we will.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I mean, I think you got to get clearance if you submit this to the I think it's called BAFT now. It's basically the committee that makes sure you're not like
Bashing or
like trying to create an uprising
Yeah.
or something, and then you could completely
so to
get
think about.
downloaded in China.
let's look into that for sure.
Yeah.
But this is another episode of the Writers Block Party Podcast, PRTY. Check out Jesse Welch at Jesse Welch, and check us out at Writers Block Party PRTY. Have a good one.
Thanks for listening.